Have you ever been to Friends Fest that they do in the UK, where they kind of like they do this big? So I went a few years ago, and they rebuilt Central Park at Friends Fest.
You're
and
kidding.
I stood behind. I'll show you the photos. Me and my fiance stood
Is
behind.
That a thing?
Yeah,
Every year?
yeah.
What the fuck? How do I not know about this?
The year I went, they had Ross's outfit from the leather pants.
Oh.
They had that there.
You know how much he fucks up leather pants? It still makes me want leather pants. That is one of the greatest comedy. The way he does that sketch is one of the greatest comedy sketches. One of the greatest comedy sketches ever done, because the way Ross does it is just so
amazing.
fucking
It's the
good.
slapstick hitting himself in
The
face.
fact he rings Joey and Joey's like, well, what colour's the paste? Why does that matter? Well, if you got the same colour as your pants, you can make yourself a pair of paste pants. You never know. And you're just like, fucking brilliant. And yeah, that slip with the hands and smacks himself in the face.
And they had...
when he squirts the baby or the moisturiser on himself and then squirts it up his butt and goes, oh. Like that little moment of, and then back to being...
apartments as well, so you could go into the apartments and stuff.
You're kidding.
I've sat on Joey and Chandler's armchairs.
Oh my God, I'm genuinely jealous.
Yeah, me and my mate, we sat in the armchairs and did
did the whole
back.
thing,
yeah.
1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
They have it every year.
Are you kidding?
No, Phoebe's taxi was there.
Right, when is this and where is it?
We'll say it's every year, and it's in like Essex or somewhere. But I think they've changed it to a few locations in the UK.
Oh, we need to go to that.
Yeah, I'm 100% up for that.
That, night out, food,
Cigars.
fucking, what a day. And cigars, fucking yes.
Let's go eat some nice food, drink some nice drink some nice rum,
Fucking
smoke some cigars.
Yeah, that sounds
and
like
just
a
be in
fucking
Friends.
plan. Yeah. I'm down for
Fucking
that.
hell, that's so good. If you don't watch Friends, I cannot be your friend. Honestly, if somebody says, if I'm watching Friends on because there's nothing on about, and they're like, oh, I haven't watched it. I genuinely, you know, when people like don't eat ice cream or don't drink tea, you're like, man, I don't trust you as a human. I literally, if they haven't watched Friends, look at them like, if I had a knife, you know.
Like when I was growing up, Friends was just the thing that was on.
It was
like
the ever constant. Wasn't
yeah,
it? You
like
got
you
home
just
from school,
yeah,
and it was on.
Well, I used to watch it with my mum.
Yeah.
We'd wait to watch it together,
Yeah.
so it was a thing, and it was always never enough. It was just the one episode.
So
and
my
you're
thing
like,
was with my mum. It was like Friends and stuff like that. With my dad, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
yes,
And
yes,
my
Ross, yeah.
favourite bit of trivia about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is if you watch the first season, the first 4 episodes, Will Smith learned everyone's words from the script. He learned everyone's lines. So any scenes that he's in and he's not talking, he's mouthing their words.
Oh, I have to watch
whole
that now.
time. Like, and if you watch it back, it's really bad. Like, it's quite noticeable when he like. But yeah, he was kind of, that was his last chance to really kind of make it. It was almost like his.
Jesus, imagine that was his last chance.
Yeah.
And look with him now.
Yeah,
Like
he was very much thought of. He's that rapper who doesn't really rap.
You know they
or
got
swear.
they got an open marriage.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't have a marriage at that point.
She's got an open. Yeah, because what's she called?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
That's the one. She was raised in a non-traditional home, which was an open marriage home. So she was raised on non-traditional values of that, and that's what they implemented since they've been on. So I found that out maybe 2 weeks ago from some random thing. I don't know.
So the Red Table Talks.
Yeah, something. I don't know. But then I was like, okay, but then why was that whole thing about Jade cheating on Will? Because if it's an open relationship,
I think it was the knowledge of it. So I think having an open relationship where they're aware, if you're out that night, you're out with the other man or the other woman. And I think who she cheated on him with wasn't
someone internal.
It wasn't. It was internal, but not open in that way.
She hadn't told him.
He wasn't aware of it. And I think that's
still
what
rules.
it was. Yeah, there's still rules to it. I think. I don't know.
I suppose it's one of those.
Could you hack that?
No,
I
far too insecure.
Yeah.
Like, for my own good.
I don't know if it's insecurity. I think it's just more the fact of I don't like to share my toys.
I think if you went in, I think
it's
if
that
you
mentality.
Women are not toys.
If you use it in the right way.
You can buy women that are toys.
I think if you went into the relationship with that as the knowledge from the start, then
Who starts that conversation?
Some women like to be toys. Just saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think, but how do you go in? You've got to probably meet the right woman or the right man to almost know that to start that discussion, they're already into it.
What, the openness or being a toy?
the openness of it.
Yeah.
Like, no, they would have to have been reared in that.
Yeah,
like
there
she
must
was.
be like an open
What was
relationship
weird
version
was what was
like,
weird.
What's it called?
Tinder, yeah.
Tinder, like an open relationship version of that.
Yeah.
So everyone's on the same level playing field.
What's weird is that Will went with it.
But he's a movie star.
So he was just like, look,
even though
he's probably
even
like,
if I was a movie star,
Yeah.
I still wouldn't want to share who I was with. Even though if I'm an egotistical movie star and want to sleep around, still wouldn't want to share.
Well,
who I was with.
that's the thing as well. We don't know to the extent of that's the one he found out about. How many did she not find out about?
yeah.
How many does he not know about from her?
I mean, what the fuck it was if it's an open relationship anyway? And okay, they didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Does it really fucking matter, or is it just the
Maybe
fact that
it
you
was
didn't
who it was
tell them,
with.
and so it's more the principle of you didn't tell.
Who was
me.
it with? I think that's.
Do you want this?
Yeah, please, mate. I think it's always going to complicate things, but I would imagine if it's there's always going to be rules, and I guess each couple would probably have their own.
I guess it's
set
the
of
trust
rules.
of listen. These are our rules. We follow these, and everything will be okay. You break this, you lose the trust because there's a trust. I trust that you will show me openly what you're doing, and if you don't do that, then okay, what else are you doing? Are you falling in love with these other? I guess there's a rule like you can't be in love with the other people. It's just it's a physical act, and that's your lot.
Yeah, because then could is going out and having sex with somebody okay, but then going out for dinner.
Yeah, see,
That
now you're
might not
building
be.
bonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So the cheating may have occurred not in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Here's
It
the
may
one.
have-
If anybody's listening,
In an open relationship.
have you been in an open relationship? Enlighten us. Put a comment section. People will go mental for whatever you let people know, because this is really interesting. I personally couldn't imagine it. I'm not. I don't want to. If I'm with somebody, I don't want to be sleeping around. If I'm sleeping around, it means I'm not interested enough in that person. For me, that's what that means. Yeah. And I know as a species, we are designed to do that. We're designed to spread the seed, make as many mini me's as possible. Yeah. But on a personal level, I don't know. It's
I like to create. I've been with my missus nearly 10 years. You create that unique connection between the two people. If you're not willing to give your all to that person, how do you do it? Do you give 100% to every single one? I don't think I could physically do that.
Unless you could really, really wall off your feelings and be like, that's all for you. And then it's just physical act.
I think
for you, you get the love, the physicality, the tenderness, and these other people just get this brutish fucking
it's an exercise.
all the shit I don't want to do to her, or her or him. That you put out into this other side.
Yeah, well, I think like when you when you're in a relationship, you can't say that you're not going to see anybody else who's attractive, and that you'd be like, oh, if I was single. That
is a very good point. That I'm gonna. No, you go, but remind me to say what I was going to say about that, so that because I'm going to go on a tangent with that.
Okay, so yeah, you're going to see other people that are attractive, and if you were single, you probably would go out with or have a fucking shag with or whatever else the situation would be. So then I suppose it'd just be acknowledging the fact that we're both human, we both love each other, and our connection is deeper than just a shag.
Just no physical.
Yeah. So if to keep our relationship healthier, if that's obviously how they're inclined, then and they're both comfortable with it, then they can be like, you can just have fun with somebody else, I can have fun. In the same way you might go out and play golf with your mates, you just go out and bone some random person,
and it's at that level of golf with the mates.
When it is purely like these are the guidelines we can.
There's no
bit of fun.
There's no emotional attraction.
Yeah, no emotional.
It is just a physical thing.
Yeah,
I still don't think I could do it.
I think that's the danger, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the danger.
Well, here's the danger with me is I get connected to people because I only go towards people that inherently have something I want to connect with.
Yeah, of course.
I think. So my tangent from what you were saying was, and I've had this, and I'm sure we've all had this. People, you need to understand when you're in a relationship, you can still find other people attractive. You're still a human being. You can still appreciate the beauty in somebody else, female or male, whatever. I can appreciate a good. Do you know what's weird is good-looking men. I'm like, he's a good-looking lad, and the women are like, nah. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm very aware that my missus has a type, and I am not him.
Oh, really? you beat the curve.
Yeah, and like
that's where that insecurity comes from.
We joke about it constantly. I'm like very aware that she likes like skinny, long-haired dudes.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that
That
look
is
like
Get to Turkey.
Oh.
Get to Turkey. Get
Like-
those fucking
like
implants.
skinny long hair dudes that look a little bit smelly, and like if I touched you, it'd probably be a little bit sticky.
Yeah.
So the look after types.
Yeah. I mean, amazing mother, amazing missus.
She doesn't like manly men.
No, but her ex-boyfriend was a tattooist.
So it says again she's going against the
Yeah, and so I'm very, very covered in tattoos. She got her first tattoo this year, and apparently now wants like full sleeves and stuff like
Always
that. And
away.
I
Always
very
away.
much corrupted her
Yes.
in that respect. But yeah, I'm very much aware that I am not her type in the slightest.
Well,
But
no,
we
you
have
are.
a deeper connection aside from just physical attraction. Yes, we are very physically attracted to each other, but it goes deeper than that in terms of we will play hide and seek in our own house
With
our
Nerf guns.
with our son. I'm like, I'm 33 years of age. I'm hiding behind a curtain with a 2.5-year-old right now, and I'm having the best fucking day ever.
Do you want to know a way to level up hide and seek?
Leave the house.
Just fucking
Get in the car. Fuck off.
So, you play hide and seek. You do
just ruined your son's day for 8 hours. You go, Dad, and you're at the pub.
Oh, he hides in the same place every time.
hide and
This
seek
is so dumb.
in the dark. So draw all the curtains, lights off, and then if you've got some like ski goggles or something to make it like basically
Super dark.
to make it super dark, so you're in like pitch black,
Yeah.
so they can kind of almost hide in plain sight.
Yeah.
But it's like
Wasn't
Also,
that a game?
the finder has to wear the goggles.
the finder has to
Wasn't
wear the
that,
goggles.
like, wasn't it called Murder in the Dark? Where you all have to hide. It's like hiding in the dark. That was a
Fucking
thing.
hell, yes.
Murder in the
That was
dark.
it.
In the dark. Well,
I used to call it what was it? What do you call it? Riddick. Because of like
because of Riddick.
because of Riddick.
Yeah.
And
Murder in the dark, you're right.
Yeah,
Murder in
that's
the dark.
it. Yeah. So that's like a way to
You know, we'll
level
play
it
it
up.
later, right?
There we go.
Play in this house.
Oh yeah, this house is plenty big enough.
We need Nerf guns. As
Well,
well.
when did you lose him? Nice. Friday.
Do you know what used to happen to me all the time?
Zach's still here
I used
somewhere.
to commit so hard to the hide, like hard. I'd find fun. I would climb tops of wardrobes.
Come in, he's like behind one
Yeah,
of these
I'd be like,
boxes.
you know when you lose a cat in the house, you're like, where's that little fucking? It'd jump out at you from the most random bit of scary shit. That was me. I was like, I am the cat.
Yeah.
People would give up looking for me, and I would just remain.
They phone the police.
I'd come
They'd
downstairs.
be looking for you for days.
But they'd be all of them be sat downstairs, just like, have you given up? They're like, yeah, you were too good. They're like, yeah, but you didn't tell me. How long have you been down here? They're like, I don't know.
I was clean shaven when I went to hide.
We
Look
made
at me now.
we made a meal. We're on dessert.
It's now
Merry
Sunday.
Christmas.
Legit, like honestly, you used to fucking give up. Yeah, me and my cousin, me and my cousin be hiding together like we are the best in the world. Whereas our mums and uncle had just pissed off and had a glass of wine intermittently, and then forgotten that we were even hiding anymore.
I remember as a kid, I don't know why the fuck I did this, but I was like, I put the box on me that fitted the Christmas tree in, and then I was like, I'm going to try and navigate my way around the house with this. So I'm like that.
Oh, I really wanted you to put your arms out. Just make some hole.
So the goal was to try, test my knowledge
I
of the
am
house.
fully in with that brain set. Yeah,
But my
can you
mom
do it?
decided to close the door when I'd wandered into the bathroom, and then I was bumbling around trying to find my way out of what I thought was the kitchen, but was actually the bathroom. Genuinely for about an hour before I took the box off, and then realised they closed the door, and I was in pitch black. As a child scared of the dark, quickly hurried to turn the light on. Then obviously,
Your parents would be waiting just downstairs going, you bumping around.
honestly, I was literally
into
just
the
banging
corner of the
in.
room.
Yeah. But like they must have
In
got
his
rid
head, he's like, I'm in the hallway now. I'm in.
I was like wandering around the house. I was in the bathroom. It wasn't a big bathroom.
Right, I've got one for you. So we lived in a house with those stairs, you know, that you can see through. You know, you can see through the stairs.
You knock it off and then.
With you, what's happened?
Too much talking, not enough smoking.
What? Mine's still going, you big girl.
Thea's gonna roll it and then just do a little retoast.
This is just a delight.
Effortless.
Yeah.
It's
there's-
because I knocked it off and then I didn't.
didn't
I
push.
didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
You
top
didn't
on it again.
get a puff
Yeah.
through. So
So stairs.
yeah.
That you can grab people's feet from behind the
Okay,
stairs.
so
you know what I mean? Like an open staircase.
No that bit. Just
Yeah,
that bit.
there's no that you can walk under the stairs because they were just a single built unit up to the second floor. So it opened up the whole ground floor. It was one of those kind of houses. And it was a rainy day. I don't know what it was actually. I used to like jumping. So I was just anything I could jump off. I used to jump off.
Oh, where's Lex? Oh, he's over in the corner just jumping. Like a Maasai warrior.
He's just pogo sticking again. So I'd spent a good half an hour mastering hopping up and down the stairs, like jumping, but making my jumps progressively higher before I landed on the next step down. You know, like so getting a bit of air time and jumping down. And then I started mastering the one leg hop up and then the one leg hop down. Did that multiple times. I was like, well, I'm clearly the master of the staircase.
Yeah.
I've obviously got this down to a T. I know my trajectories. I've got my pressure to bounce ratio.
It's figured out.
Am I the only one just thinking at our age, my knees would really fucking hurt?
old are you?
Single-leggedly down some stairs. I'm 33.
No, I still reckon I could do it now. The next bit that I'm about to tell you.
We're going to find out.
Hopped up and down left leg, no problem. Hopped up and down right leg, no fucking problem.
Now no legs.
No. Eyes closed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One hop and then boom to the bottom of the stairs.
I'm Lex Griffin. Welcome to Jackass.
It's just my mum just saw this angry little child tumbling down the stairs, hit the bottom of it, going, just landing, being like, "What? How did that happen? I couldn't do it. What were you doing? I was trying to hop and I did it two. I did it one leg. I did it left, right, and then what? Eyes closed." And just get thundering down the stairs. Yeah, I still never mastered the eyes closed down the stairs job. But genuinely, that was what I was like as a kid. Yeah. I used to, the walls, and everyone would be like, "You can't jump off that." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah," and then join boing and off. I used to love it. I was like made of elastic.
At my mom's house, the stairs, basically, you went to the end of the hallway, which is the edge of the building. So you had there was like two steps, and then immediately a corner that you go around, and then
at the bottom of the stairs.
No, at the top of the stairs.
So you had two steps and then a turn.
Yeah, two steps, then a complete like 360.
Oh.
No, not 360. 180.
180.
No,
No,
90. No, it'll be 90. Yeah, no, it'll be 90. Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
Whoa. That's like one of those. That's like that bend there. And that staircase behind you there.
Yeah. Stairs.
Where you're walking down and then you're walking and that one bends to the right. And so as you're walking down, you go whoop, and then you got to go over to the left. The right stairs just disappear.
Yeah, there's no step.
I've fallen down these stairs 3 times.
There's a tube station, isn't there? I think it's one of the tube stations. There is no escalator down or up.
Yes.
And it's just like a constant fucking spiral.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's fucking
it's a few hundred odd steps.
Suck it, lazy people.
Yeah, when I did it, and there was people stopping, and literally have to pass
this?
people. It's in London.
I think it might be
one of the tube stations.
Bank. It's possibly Bank.
Yeah.
I feel like
there was one, and I passed so many people.
It's such a tight spiral as well.
How smug did you feel when you passed them? Did you walk past them and give them like a dirty look?
They weren't healthy people.
Exactly. Yeah. Walk past them like
on your left.
Yeah. If the world, I'd like to walk past and just whisper, "If the world ends, this is how you die."
But there was this staircase, and whenever I went down as a kid, because you got the banister on your left hand side, and you turned left, and then it was the corner of the building, so like it was just an exterior wall. So I would like run down the hallway, turn left. Left hand on the banister, run up the wall, and then like onto the stairs. So I'd
Spider-Man it.
Oh yeah,
Spider-Man it.
Yeah, parkour. And I loved Spider-Man, so I would have just like wall run, and then there was just like, why are the footprints on the wall? And like, I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah,
there's holes in the wall. I had my football boots up.
Yeah, wall running, and and then,
do you ever do the bedsheet duvets and slide down the stairs like a toboggan?
No, because I used to live in a Victorian terrace house, and the fucking stairs were like that.
Perfect for it.
Oh no, it was like the death slide.
Yes, the best ones. My granddad had the same stairs. Yeah. We would get that big feather duvet at the top, and you just go.
You have the wrong socks coming down them stairs.
Oh, yeah, bad time. Banister slide down my granddad's. Yeah. Oh, that was amazing.
I remember
breaking
my first. It was the Vodafone shell phone, the first one, the flip one.
Yeah.
I had that in my pocket and did a banister slide and hit the fucking bottom. Smashed the screen on my phone and hid it from my mum for ages because I was like,
fuck.
Do you still work with the smashed screen?
Yeah, but
it did.
it was like super fast.
Super fast. Because you used to get that big black blotch up it, didn't you? Because it was that like calculator
LCD
screen.
screens, weren't they? Like they
Yep.
literally like the smallest indent, you lost pixels to fuck. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I slid down the banister and hid it for about 6 weeks. I just had a fuck phone. You know, who
Isn't
was
that the
texting
time
me?
when you used to just hide shit? And be
Yeah.
like, I'm not messing.
Yeah.
No, just we're not facing that.
I think we actually went on holiday and I put my phone in the safe and went to get some stuff out of the safe and my phone dropped on the tile floor by accident.
Oh, clever.
Is this the admission to Mum?
Sorry, Mum.
Yeah. This is the final
We've
one.
had a few admissions on here. Like,
I love you.
Yeah. we know you never listen. That's like an absolute. It's like going to the priest in the church and just admitting your guilt.
Yeah.
I've murdered 8 people. See you later.
I'll
My
say
conscience
8
is
Hail
clear.
Marys and
Yeah.
and put a quid in the
Well,
box.
imagine that you walk in. Father, I have sinned. What have you done? Killed 12 people.
Were you sorry?
Hang on. Just let me look up. Let me look up the I don't know what the fuck the chart.
Yep. You've definitely got to
what
stick
have we
20 quid in the
Murder
box.
times
The sin
8.
chart, the tariff.
I think if you get to murder times 8, you're on burpees and Hail Marys at that point, aren't you? Surely.
The sin tariff.
Yeah,
was like-
Jesus Christ.
It's equivalent
And
of
but then
scale.
then that's it. You're cleansed and off you go. Doo-doo-doo. Off to murder another few now. Clean slate. I think that's how serial killers get away with it. They just nip in, quick couple of 20 burpees and 80 Hail Marys, and off they go.
Have you watched The Guilty on Netflix?
I
Yes.
haven't. I want to watch that.
Oh,
Yeah.
It looks really good.
it's like phone booth
Yeah.
for a modern generation
Right.
that don't know that phone booths exist.
What, the one with
Colin Farrell.
That's
Yeah.
an amazing movie.
Such an
It's a good
amazing
Funny,
short film.
you know, funny thing about that, a bit of trivia. He was going to come out in a movie. I think it was SWAT or something at the time that got released. When it got released, you'll
SWAT with
notice
LL Cool
there was
J.
with LL Cool J. There were back-to-back movies with Colin Farrell in it. One was Phone Booth and one was this other movie, which I think might have been SWAT or something. It was a bigger movie anyway at the time. They sat on Phone Booth for over a year before releasing it because they got Colin Farrell before he was big. Then when he was filming that, he got the other big movie straight afterwards.
Yes.
They realised it, sat on it, and then released it next to it because they knew it'd get a bigger kick.
Yeah.
But it was a sick movie. It's just him.
Such an original
and then
concept.
the voice of the guy from 24. Keith Sutherland.
Yeah.
He's just basically voicing it for most of it. What a fucking movie. And it's Colin Farrell in a fucking phone
And
booth for the whole thing.
The Guilty is like that, but even more intense.
Remind me of the storyline of Guilty because I'm pretty sure I
So
watched it.
it's
Jake Gyllenhaal, isn't it? That?
Yeah, Jake.
Oh,
Gyllenhaal.
he's on the phones in the police.
He's on the
I
phone.
literally watched it last week.
Yeah, so he.
I haven't seen it. Don't tell me.
He
So
is. He's an active policeman, but he gets himself in shit and has to go. Like he's on.
He's basically on
disciplinary.
a
So they put him on phones.
Yeah.
And he receives this call. And kind of.
And you run the journey with him. Amazing.
He's
How-
dangerously.
Yeah, I was going to say that is.
Yeah,
solid
look at that. I like to live life on the air. I'm that one leg, closed eyes, hopping level.
You are, man.
right
So
now.
there's a competition which is the International Cigar Smoker competition, and it's about slow smoking. So what they do is it's a cigar kind of half the ring gauge of this and a little bit shorter, and it's to smoke that cigar for the longest time possible.
So you just not
But for
take
the
drugs.
first 45 minutes, you can't even knock the ash off.
Ooh.
It's impressive.
Do they have it vertical? And
Yeah,
they
it's
just-
gotta
you
go
literally, and
vertical.
you're doing like half puffs to keep it going, but it's so fucking hard to do because there's similar things with like pipe smoking as well. Like pipe
they're
smokers.
like breathing in.
I
but
love
not
how
actually
we
got their
make
lips
the
around
most
it.
competitive, utterly boring games in the world. As men, we just go,
Smoke a cigar. for
smoking a
as
cigar.
long
Do you
as
like this?
possible.
Do you like this? Do you like this? I like this. I like this. I like this. Do you want to make it competitive?
There's that sauna one where they're like how long that they can stay in a sauna for, and like,
that's
people have
dangerous,
died.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People have died doing that.
I think the ice bath one's the new one, isn't it? How long you can do the ice bath for?
I don't like ice baths. Make me really angry. Like you go to Centre Parks and there's that cold plunge pool.
Yeah.
And every time I'm like, I'll do it. Everyone's around. Blah blah blah. The second I get in, I'm so angry at my life, the world, people around me. Why the fuck didn't you say that was a bad idea? Like, this is why does this exist? I'm on TripAdvisor. Fucking terrible.
Fuck you, TripAdvisor.
Really cold pool.
They're amazingly good for you though, and I don't do them at all, and I really should.
Wim Hof.
Yeah, the Wim Hof. I still haven't started it.
you need to start that, and that needs to be in a video because it's so fucking funny.
Is it?
Yeah, because like you can't keep your composure. I don't care.
You
like,
say some swear words you didn't even know.
Yeah,
you knew.
if you're like new to ice baths, you can't keep your composure. You lose your shit.
You're talking about ice bath, Wim Hof ice bathing.
Yeah,
not cold showers.
Yeah, like a full on ice bath. Because like when I did like the Wim Hof method stuff for a little bit, and I wasn't gonna, because you recommend starting with cold showers, and you start with it like cool, and then you drop it down. I was like, fuck that noise. I'm buying a big old bag of ice, putting it in a cold bath, letting it cool down for a few minutes, and then I'm just gonna get in and see how long I can go.
Yeah.
And I was like listening to some Wim Hof stuff, and I did a couple minutes on the first one. I'm sure I got like 10 or 12 minutes by the end.
Really?
It's weird though, because you get to a point where once you're in, that's the worst bit. Like
initial,
getting in, and then you
breathing,
get to temperature.
Yeah,
if
regulate your breathing.
Yeah.
You're in control of the situation.
It's 4 in, 4 out, isn't it? Is the main.
The best, the best thing probably. Oh fuck it, doesn't matter. I was like, I got out and I was like, ever look at my penis? It's like it shrivels up to a point.
That is a solid relationship.
It shrivels up to a point where it literally goes hard because it cannot condense. It can't condense any smaller.
The mound.
Yeah, literally.
Of solid flesh.
Yeah, like it literally, like.
Well, you never had a mushroom dick before?
Like, because imagine, obviously, when your penis is like flaccid, obviously, and everything's trying to contract in and like get as like I don't know, small and tight as possible. So like it goes firm again, but like tiny firm. It's so fucking funny.
It's like one of them door springs.
Yeah,
There's a door hitting the wall, just prang.
Yeah, you're probably gonna.
Hello, ladies. I'm tiny firm.
Heard about me? Hung like a hamster.
Rock hard.
Rock hard, hung like a hamster.
Hard like a hamster. Jesus.
It's just a mound of hard
Well,
skin.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, so like, you can definitely don't show that on YouTube, but no, you need to like film it. That's one. It's funny shit.
Ice bathing.
We should like. We should definitely do one. We should do one.
We'll do them.
Yeah.
Where'd you buy the ice from though? Just go to Asda and buy the ice.
Just a couple of bags of party ice.
Literally just buy some party ice.
No, because you said this cold water.
Look at this. Look, Daddy Longlegs is not deterred by the cigar smoke. He's into it. He just
All
came
the
up
other
to
ones
you.
are fucked off though.
They have. He, however, is like, I am big enough to take this, boys.
It's Gary Glockenspiel.
Yeah, Gary.
Gary Glockenspiel, the Daddy Longlegs.
Yeah.
They're hanging in there considering it's nearly winter.
It's a little bit warm. It's like 18, 19 degrees today.
Was it?
Still, yeah.
It was actually warm outside today.
I was driving back from Knutsford. It was like muggy as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On this really shit road.
It's one of those weird at the moment where they've still got the aircon on in the gym and it's not quite warm enough for that.
Yeah.
But not cold enough to shut everything up. Or
Yeah.
put the heating on. Yeah. I don't know where that weird bit. If we have a warm winter, I'm going to be pissed though. Because there's nothing worse than a 12-degree Christmas.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna have snow this Christmas. I very much. I think.
Don't put that out in the universe.
I think we're gonna get snow in April.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna get snow.
I live near the seaside, so salty air.
Really
It takes a lot
Yeah.
for snow to exist or just last.
Yeah.
But snow on the beach is weird because
Yeah,
having
that
snowball fights as a kid. Up my school,
With a piece of sand in it.
high school was right next to the beach, so lunch breaks and after school, like you just go have like snowball fights on the beach, but a little bit of sand in a snowball,
Fuck
a little
you
bit
up.
help. Like,
Yeah. Fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like ice ball. It just fucking absolutely knocks you out.
Ice balls were the worst.
Yeah.
You knew when you had an ice ball as well. You were an asshole if you threw that thing.
Yep.
The only time I
Condensing
ever
it
threw an
down.
ice ball was in at my secondary school. Was that it was on multiple levels. Like the whole thing was a big, what would you call it? It was a grammar school, so it was built over big old buildings over a massive territory, and so there were quads and they were all on different levels. But as you went up to the top quad, you would go up from the middle part of the land, I guess you call it, and you'd go up slopes because it would climb. They'd all be on different levels, and as you went up the slope, on your right was a CDT building, and on the other side of the CDT building was the top quad. But the CDT building wasn't big enough to not be surpassable if you threw apples or yogurts, which we would do on lunchtimes. You would go to one side of the CDT building, launch a yogurt, launch a yogurt. It's called loggerting.
You would launch
You'd
a
launch a yogurt called loggerting. So you'd loggert a yogurt over the CDT building. as hard as you can, and then because obviously everyone's playing football and everything on the top quad, and then wait and listen to see if it hits somebody direct or not. You do the same with apples, but obviously ice balls, you do the same things. Yeah. So a load of you line up with ice balls, launch them over the seats.
How did he die?
Yeah, pretty much. Like somebody got fucked up with an ice ball. Like when it catches them on the face and it like black-eyed them and everything.
Yeah.
But they could never prove who did it, which was the best thing. So you just constantly keep doing the dumb shit. It was amazing.
So ghettoed it was like just pinging polos because you
Yes,
get like a good fling of a polo, it skims like a stone on water, and then when it hits someone it just fucking explodes.
I never threw a polo.
Quality.
Wow.
It's like a very tiny frisbee that goes at a hella speed and just explodes when it hits anything or anyone.
I literally never ever knew that.
Like crack one in half and then
what?
You used to get those sweetie necklaces.
Yes.
And you bite half and just like
now that's a good one.
Ping.
Yeah, catapult. That was
my best mate literally took someone's stuff out, literally chipped it up by firing, like launching a bonbon at him. A lemon bonbon just went. Literally,
he was a stone, innit?
he was laughing. It hit his front tooth and just took it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Jesus.
Took his front tooth out. Fuck yeah. Oh fuck it. I forgot about that. That literally just reminded me of that. Oh man.
I've got one. I was a little bit ingenious. And I might have talked about this actually. We talk about the laces darts.
Laces darts.
Ooh,
I'm not sure.
no,
I don't know.
Might have done, might have not. So, on the end of your laces, you got the wax ending on the end of the lace, haven't you?
yeah.
Right. Bic biros, a nice thick biro, aren't they? You strip out the insides of that and take the end off. You've got a nice plastic pipe. You get the end of your end of your shoelace, and you cut it off about a centimetre or a centimetre and a half above the wax ending. And you feather that bit out at the back. Then you get one of those nice little ball head pins, the coloured ones like blue, red, or whatever, from on a board, and you push that through the centre of your now feathered out wax ending, and you basically create a dart.
Blow dart.
You can fire that blow dart through a bic like a motherfucker. I shot 4 into the back of Park, who I don't know what he's doing in life now, but at school he was a bit rotund, so we figured out that he couldn't reach them if they were in his back because of his ample size. So we shot 4 into his back, to which he squealed relentlessly. When we refused to pull them out, he ran up to the teacher's lounge where they proceeded to pull 4 darts out the back of this lad's ample rear end. And we proceeded to get after school detentions quite rapidly. And that was the creation of the Bic blow dart.
So I've used a Bic as a blow dart, and I used to work at this bar. Well, it was a pub, and we used cocktail skewers. And then I remember we were messing around with different implements to we were
get the counterbalance right.
Yeah, we spent ages because it was like some quiet shifts. Oh no, they weren't. They were cocktail skewers that had like a flag on the end.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So and you could tear off a bit of the flag and then roll that around it, and then that bunged up the
ones you
the
get
hole.
at Nando's that tell you.
Yes,
like that
chicken.
Yeah, so we did pens and we did straws, and then in the end, a straw with the entire flag rolled up made it blocked it up really nicely, and we were literally testing it on each other from across the bar, and we would get the cocktail skewers to stick in our skin, and they would stay there, they'd hang in. So that was just a little bit of a game,
cocktail
just firing them across the bar at each other,
blow darting each other.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
On a less lethal scale, one that is really funny is, do you remember those shitty juice drinks, and they're usually blue or something? They come with a really thin red straw, and you pop them through the top, and they're in a complete plastic cup.
Capri Sun.
No,
not Capri Sun.
Yeah,
cheap shit.
Yeah, and
when they were bright
and it's
red,
what flavour is it?
bright
They're
orange.
blue.
It's blue.
Yeah, flavours.
It's the flavour of blue or green.
Yeah, well, those, the little red straw you get with them, that tiny little one.
Yeah.
Well, if you make the tiniest spitball in your mouth that will fit the red straw,
You got good pressure. Fucking ping.
you can fire those. And we learned this. You can fire them in class into the back of people's hair.
No.
Well, they'll feel it, but they can't get it because it's so small. So they'll feel something, and then they'll be touch the back of their head, what was that? And they'll look around. They'll be oh, there's nothing there. I can't feel it. You can get. We got 52 into the back of one kid's hair because he had long hair over a double history lesson. He came out and just spit these tiny spitballs matted all into the back of his head by the end of the lesson. He had no... It's and you're just at the back, and he's touching it. He's thinking there's like a fly buzzing around him, and you're just at the back, like just you have to be quite close. You don't go too far. So we were just behind, like just all through this. And with it, but here's the best bit. About the 52nd one that went in, it hit his ear or something. Like we missed the hair and got the ear, and he figured out it was us. He turned around, and it was me and David Lees, who sadly passed away way too young. He was a top boy. We used to, if you lean back on your chair and you'd hook your knees under the table so you could balance, so you were leaning on your back two legs. So we were doing that. So as he spat it and got him right in the ear hole, he turned around and bawled at us. We both laughed so hard that we fell back simultaneously, taking the table with us, and landed on our backs with the table perfectly on us. It's like they just flipped the room for 90 degrees. And we were just pissing ourselves. And we immediately both got kicked out into the hallway for the rest of the lesson. And then when we got kicked out, one of our other mates had been kicked out the other class next to it. So just three of us in the hall was having a chuckle. Yeah. It was the best lesson. I learnt nothing.
They're the best lessons.
Yeah. I genuinely, it's all the stupid shit that happened at school that I remember. I don't remember a teacher telling me anything profound that I was like, yes, and something clicked into place. I literally remember the good times.
I remember biology lessons that had me do that. Knock it off. Yeah, I had a few where one of the ones I learned. Well, I had great biology teachers. It's the reason I did biology. The only reason I did biology for a degree. They just inspired me to love biology. So it just goes to show how important a teacher is in engaging you in a subject. Because if I had the same I had great teachers for geography, which I enjoyed. They were nerdy teachers, but I appreciated their nerdiness. They were almost funny because they didn't know they were funny.
They hold your attention. I think.
Yeah, and they genuinely just enthusiastic about their subject. I think.
Yeah.
Biology did interest me on my own level, but that they were so good. Dr. Pearson was one of my biology teachers. Dr. Pearson and Mr. Broadhurst. Dr. Pearson was this. He was shaped like Johnny Bravo. He was like 6'4", but he had a professor face. He had like an Einstein. If you took Einstein and gave him a makeover, like good hair and a sharp beard, he had that kind of face to him. He was obviously a good looking man. So Einstein's a very poor comparison because I don't think Einstein was good looking. If you took someone like who can I like? The guy from Jurassic Park, the professor in that. You give him a beard.
Okay.
He's a good looking kind of guy, but intellectual looking as well.
Yes.
He was like that, but 6'4", and the only reason he was in shape, like he lifted, like he's actually was a bodybuilder at one point in his life, and he carried on bodybuilding. He just didn't compete or anything. The only reason he didn't get any bigger is his wife wouldn't let him. Yeah, and he was like, but I remember he took us to the gym. We used to have this thing called tumble, which was where you would have, hang on. Oh, that's going again. You would get to pick what you wanted to do for like a month, and it would rotate. So we had options of going like weightlifting, snowboarding, rock climbing, weird things that they couldn't do continually all the time, but they would take you on for like 4 weeks. And he took us to a gym in town. So we would leave school, walk into town with him, and go to this gym that they'd arranged through the school to go and train at. We actually started in the school gym, which was just a shitty thing. It was literally like, those single unit things that has 4 sides and everything going on it.
Yeah.
And then he was quickly like, this sucks. Yeah. I'm going to get a real gym sorted. And he got sorted out this proper gym that at the time it had pedal bikes on it that had games on the screen. Yeah. Now you're talking like 2000. Yeah. They were up there ahead of the time for that. Yeah. And so,
was it that one 15, where you could go? There was like ponds, and then you could pedal the bike into the pond, but nothing happened, so you could be pedaling around with the fish. Because there was one of those.
What?
No, it was like a race car, and as you pedalled, your car got faster. And you drove, and
pedal with a fish.
Or it was a racer on a bike, and you were pedaling to get quicker.
There was one when I was too young to train. My dad used to take me to the gym when he was looking after me, because he still always had to go to the gym at certain times and whatever else. So I'd just tag along, and then I'd hang off the pull-up bar for a bit. I'd get pinned by an empty barbell, and then and then like go on a treadmill.
Dad,
Yeah.
help!
Yeah, and
Just
then,
that thing, lean.
Yeah, you did a roll,
Lean and
lean and
squeeze
roll,
out.
lean and roll.
and they had like the bikes that had like a little computer screen on there, but when you were pedaling on the bike, you were pedaling on the screen, and it was this big open world. It was really like super basic graphics, like
Really 8-bit kind of.
yeah. So it was a 3-dimensional world, but it was very large pixels,
Yeah.
and then you could just pedal the bike underwater. And there was just fish swimming around, and I remember I always used to take the bike underwater and then get stuck because like you couldn't see anything because your vision was distorted by the water, and then I was just stuck under there. So like, every time the next person must have got on, like fuck's sake, I'm on fucking water.
You would done the same thing.
Yeah, I'd have to just leave it, and then I'd just get off, and then the next person would be on like a bit later on, just left underwater. That's all I did.
Keep going.
Can I keep going with that?
Yeah. So your fingers
I'm
get
down.
old.
You'll
to,
need one of them little.
You need a little pincher.
I'm
Yeah,
down
that's
to
it.
about, what, 2.5 centimetres, 3
Yeah.
centimetres?
It's
You're down to 10/100ths of an inch.
Yeah. Gauging it.
Yeah.
You're down to Lou from a cold bath.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, almost there. A bit more. Maybe the ashes.
The point of my story is, so Dr. Pearson, he was called,
Yeah.
he took us weightlifting and doing that and taught me. He was actually the guy who taught me how to start weightlifting properly at like 14 or 15 years old. And that's what really inspired me into doing, into getting into weights, was seeing him. I remember he came in, because obviously you're seeing him in suits, aren't you?
Yeah.
All of a sudden this dude's in a stringer in the gym with this like
out
slick
to
grey beard,
Nipples
and
out.
side parting hair,
Yeah.
and he had pecs like 220 plates. I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
and
big
when he used to do
fucking
chest
slabs.
press, when he got to the top and they flex, they would like ripple like because they'd obviously would like spasm because it was in the mid. You know, I just remember being like, "That's a man." Yeah, that's right. Like, yes. And I always remember thinking, and the only reason he's not bigger is because his wife wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
And he was just, but he used to, he was just the way he taught you was, he was so charismatic. Then Mr. Broadhurst, Dr. Pearson, Mr. Broadhurst, he was like this just cool guy who snowboarded and was just really personable. And he was a younger teacher as well, which was always cool because, you know, and he basically was married to a girl whose dad owned some ridiculous business that he sold off for millions. So he had no need for money to teach. He taught for the love of teaching, which was evident in the way that he came across. Yeah. And he was super funny. Like one of his stories he told us. I'm just gonna restart the recording. What we at? I'll always remember this. He had a newborn son, and he knew the biology of humans was, you know, we have these inherent capabilities as babies that are just automated, and one is grip.
Yeah.
So his kid was a couple months old. He said, I was just strolling outside, you know, walking with him, calming down, and then saw the washing line. I had to look around. Wife wasn't there. Thought, see what happens. Put his hands on the washing line. Sure enough, gripped. So that's pretty fun. Looked around again, nobody there. Just let go for a little minute. Let go, he said. And the son held himself there. And at the moment of the proud awakening of this realization, this is a fact, from behind me came, "What are you doing?" His wife had come bombing out the house. She totally busted him.
She was watching out the window.
Yeah,
she was like,
100% the
"What's he
whole
doing?"
time. Where's he going? Just busted him hanging his own son off the wall.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't hang out washing. What's he doing out there?
I remember another story where he said he was just this fun. He said funs with kids. His kid was now like 2 or something. You know, walk. When do they walk? Yeah, 2. They're walking, aren't they? Toddling around.
Yeah.
And he said they're just walking on. He said the way their garden works is it's like a flat and then a downward slope. And they were walking along. And he said he was just on the outside of me towards the downward slope. I had to look around and no one there. Just gave me a little knock. He's tumbling down the garden. And it's just like, you are a brilliant human being. I love everything. Just the way his brain worked. But he took us snowboarding as well for our tumble. So I had these 2 amazing teachers. One who took me weightlifting, one who took me snowboarding, and they were also teaching this. And so when it came to like, what do you want to do at university? I was like, well, fucking biology. Like, this shit interests me. And look at the people it produces, the type of minds.
Yeah,
that was
a massive difference.
Yeah, it was huge. I wish I had that with art, because I actually had a real talent for art, but my art teacher was just a bit of a boring turd. He just wasn't really that fun.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a militant guy. I was just like not
what you'd want
not
from
what you want
art
as
as well.
not
You
as
want
a,
a
from a
free spirit
teacher.
almost.
Of course, you want a hippie motherfucker in there being like, today we're going to cover our bodies in paint and roll, and you're going to feel the art.
Yeah.
You are art.
You are
Be
the
art.
art.
Yeah.
Be the art.
Be art.
I will see all of you in a month after my suspension.
Yeah. In art, for me, so we had like one of the teachers, Miss Driver, who was one of my form tutors. She was brilliant, and she was that typical hippie teacher. She was super like relaxed, very cool. And then, but the head of art, Mr. Scott, did not get on with him at all, and he was super pretentious and like
That was what my guy was. He was the head of the thing as well.
yeah, and it was just like it just didn't. I'm sure he is probably very organised and got his shit together, which is a reason why he was in charge of it. But he was not artistic. He was just militant about it, and it was just like that's not what
This is what
art's
we're doing
meant to
today.
be.
Here's
Yeah.
some paper.
No,
here's
art
some
is a
pencils,
creative
draw.
subject, and you should it's the time when you should let the kids' imaginations run fucking wild.
Yeah.
Let them just be and do.
Because I did that for GCSE, and you literally were just the whole 2 years. You were just copied. You'd be presented with an artist's style, and then you have to replicate their style. And you're like, well, that's kind of shit. I'm not here to fucking copy. I'm just
Plagiarism, isn't it?
I'm just like I want to do my own thing, but it was literally just like copying others.
As such a valid student in that sector, why don't you just enlighten Ant to your final project in your art, in your art career?
So my final piece, because basically you had I can't remember what it was. I think it was 10 hours to do your
Yeah,
final
you have 2
piece.
days. 'Cause I did
10
that.
Yeah.
10 hours.
Yeah,
just
10
to
hours.
put it in perspective, he's now a successful business owner, entrepreneur, which makes this even funnier.
And they were like, so you got 10 hours to do it. This was the first 5-hour block, and they were like, so you can, if you get done, you don't have to come back. And I was like, oh shit, you mean once I'm done, I'm done? Bearing in mind, I've not done any of the coursework because I was like, fuck this shit, I'm just going to paint what I want to paint. So then I literally just what I'd already started on, just whitewashed the whole thing, and then just put Art is Shit by Lewis. And then I was just like, I'm done. And the girl, I still remember Becky Morton was sat opposite me, and she saw what I was doing, and she was like, no, don't do it. And I was like, I'm doing this. And I was like, and then Mr. Scott came over, and I was just like, I'm done. And he's like, already? And I was like, yeah, mine's quick.
I think you'll find it's quite ingenious.
And then he was just like, Lewis, get out. And then I got called back in the next day, and they were like, look, I can't submit that. And I was like, but that's my piece. And it was just like, look, you've got 5 hours. You can do it. And I was like, that's my piece. And he was just like, are you really going to do this? And I was like, that's my piece. Submit that. And he's like, we aren't submitting it. And I was like, well, that's down to you.
It's your art.
I think nowadays that
is
that
art.
would hang in a gallery.
Yeah, hell
Exactly.
yeah.
Like,
Dude, I went to the Tate expecting to be blown away.
it's a load of shite, right?
There was a picture frame with a blue sheet of paper in it. That's it. I was like, motherfuckers went to IKEA.
It's the descriptions, though. It's like this is a
blue
representation of the blueness of life.
No, it was apparently a shade of blue that nobody had ever utilised before. I was like, bullshit, get me paint on a shitty Windows right now.
Yep. You've got all of the blues.
I'll get the pen tool, do a load of squiggles, then get the fill bucket, and colour each individual kind of section in a different colour.
Yeah.
I think is mine done?
All right,
I think I'm done.
kind of, yeah.
That was the easiest cigar, I think.
That was so smooth.
Just smooth. The whole thing is... I honestly didn't get a ton of flavours or anything through it. It was just creamy smoothness the whole way down.
Yeah, so a little bit of heat comes through, but more on the kind of retrohale. You get a little bit of spiciness, but it's very Dominican.
Even less spiciness than the little... What are those things the cigarellos we do? The Royal Dutch ones. Even less than those. It was super smooth.
Yeah, I really like that. I was a little bit concerned whether
The size and everything.
well, because I've had a chest infection for a little bit, so I was like, I've been coughing and spluttering for the last few weeks, and I've not coughed a single time from that. So I think that's very good, super smooth. Really, really enjoyed those.
Really good.
And there's no point telling everyone because they can't buy them.
No, they can't. But
Well, what can they buy?
you can buy
here we go.
Dominican cigars.
So, no, that's very broad. What would you suggest, people who listen to this and want to get into cigars, from the Davidoff kind of section?
I would say, and
What
it's
would
the one
be a
that you
good
guys
starting one?
you've smoked, is the Davidoff Belicoso.
Is that the ones we had on the
Winston
podcast
Churchill
before
ones?
that
Yes.
you gave us?
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were a little stronger than that, though.
Were they Churchill ones?
So they're Winston Churchill Bellicoso.
I didn't know. Did I know that at the time?
Yes.
Did I really?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I feel like if I didn't, I was let down.
Yeah. So that's a very good kind of introductory size. It's got some Ecuadorian Connecticut in there as well. So that Connecticut gives a little bit more of a tang. Connecticut leaf is very citrusy, citrus peel. Works quite nicely with Davidoff and the Dominican classic tobaccos. Gets sort of that creaminess, bit of creamy, bit of tang, almost like lemony cheesecake kind of lemon meringue kind of vibes. It's great to go for the smaller formats because if you like them, you can then go into the bigger sizes.
Yes.
Like so it's almost like
it's not overwhelming.
It's like when you go to like a nice ice cream place and they give you a little bit on a spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the tub of that. So if you like it in a smaller format, you can go into bigger sizes. In the Winston Churchill range, we have stuff which is called the late hour as well. So the wrapper leaf on the late hour is aged in whiskey barrels for 6 months.
Wow.
It's not an infused cigar. You just get that nice kind of sweetness and that kind of...
Did you say whiskey barrel?
Whiskey barrels.
My brain was thinking of something completely different there. Sorry. I was thinking well ahead of myself. My brain was going, you know what you could do? You could do this. You know what else you could do? You could do that. And then my brain was also going, we're kind of listening to that. And then all I heard was whiskey barrel, cigar. And I saw your face go, wow. And then my brain went, oh, we should have paid attention.
We should have been listening.
It was literally like a class lesson then. Where, you know that moment you go, oh, crap, I just missed something.
Lex, what's the answer?
There will be a quiz at the end.
Yeah. Damn it.
So yeah, there's lots of stuff in the portfolio.
Oh, whiskey barrel one I want to try.
Whiskey barrels, it's great. It's not, like I said, it's not an infused cigar. It's not a flavoured cigar. It just gives you that kind of whiskey sweetness, that little bit of tartness, a little bit more
bourbony?
heat. It's more scotchy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, you would taste that more than a bourbon.
yeah, and it's a very subtle approach to it as well.
But isn't that smoky with smoky?
No, because it's not peated whiskey. It's just very classic. It's the infusion of the barrel as opposed to infusion of flavour directly from the whiskey. So it's the essence that's kind of in the barrel.
Yeah.
So how we were saying
Keep
before,
your
with like
face close to that thing that records your voice.
as we were saying with kind of like different whiskies and the processes that happen with them, things like the Nika. So it has those charred white oak barrels. You get that kind of charriness that comes through. So things that affect the barrel then affect the whiskey. Those barrels are then repurposed for...
I just think people miss all of this.
Yeah.
You know, because they just take things as a
take it on face
white
value.
Yeah, like a whitewash kind of flavour. Like, that's smoke, it's going to be smoky. That's whiskey, it's going to be alcoholic. But if you get past those initial... One, don't mix it... It's like with whiskey. Don't mix it with fucking Coke or down it from the bottle. You know, it's the same as a cigar. Don't light a big one, take a big, huge hit, accidentally inhale a bit, feel sick, and then think all cigars are... all these things are about... One, time with friends, socialising, then developing a palate, developing a flavour, and the science almost behind it.
Taste and flavour is so subjective.
The
From
art,
cigars
even the
to
art
whiskey
behind it.
Yeah, it's the approach. So we were talking before about some of the cigars in our portfolio exist in what is essentially swampland in the Dominican. And Henke Kellner, our master blender, was told that you're never going to be able to create sustainable quality cigar tobacco from that area. So he was like, well, you're wrong. So I'm going to go do it.
Well, let me show you something.
Yeah. So every single plant on that farm was treated with nitrates and calcium at the root every single day in this swampland. And we still do it. And it creates a really unique approach to cigars in general. And the thing with cigars is to experiment as much as possible. Yeah. Try anything and everything. The best place you can be is having an informed decision. Knowing what you like as much as what you don't gives you a more informed decision the next time you buy online or you walk into a shop or anything like that. Yeah. You make the right choices based on your own portfolio, not on what you think you should be smoking because that's what the salesman's telling you.
Yeah.
I think what would be cool to do would be coming towards Christmas time would be to do, get you on again, definitely. And then do something where you do some good pairings. Like you want to buy your dad or your granddad something, a whiskey and some cigars. You know, a couple of just like three choices, different variants, a sweet, a smoky, and I don't know, it's a peppery one, something like that, and mixing and matching. That would be quite a cool thing.
Explanation of why it works is more important than it works.
I think there's just such a more in terms of gifting as well, or even for personal choice. But it's just such a much more thought-filled process to give to somebody something like, I've got you this, but this goes with it because of this, and this, and then to be able to sit and experience it together and do it. I think that's a good moment for people, even with friends, fathers, granddad, whatever, you know.
Having the stories,
and
nice.
shit you remember. It's the cool stuff you remember. Sitting with you, giving your dad a cigar or your best friend a cigar, and sitting outside by a fire, fucking smoking, having a drink with it.
Yeah,
you know, just that's a cool thing.
Yeah, and also the knowledge that you've obtained by like learning about the pairings and what's going to work and what's not, and then that's sharing that with somebody else.
And hey, ladies too.
Yeah,
I know girls that like the taste of a bit of a cigar.
A few more ladies getting into it as well. There is actually an entire community. It's like the women's international cigar smoking, and it's basically
you give a lady a nice like little like a thinner, nice long looking cigar, dude. I think that's sexy as shit.
Mm-hmm. I can't imagine Emma smoking a cigar in a million.
I couldn't imagine Emma, but she would do it.
Yeah, I'll ask her.
Yeah, I reckon she would, but it wouldn't. Suit her.
She would die.
Yeah,
she would die.
Yeah.
She would like attempt to like smoke it, but
my missus is like, if I come in from an event or anything, she's like, all of them clothes off before you even walk in the door. In the washing machine.
For breezing.
Get in the shower.
Just spray.
Bleach rub down.
And also, grow your hair and get skinnier. In fact, skip the shower.
A little bit smelly, a little bit sticky.
I'm going to rub some dirt on you a little bit.
Can you stop looking after yourself? That's what I need you to do.
Right. I have no idea how long this podcast has been.
We haven't even done questions.
No.
Oh my God. Do we even have time? How long has it been?
I have
Do we
no
know?
fucking clue.
We are... It's 20 to midnight.
Oh my God. Hang on.
Quick-
This tells me nothing.
Quick fire questions.
All this says is 16:40. That means
16 hours. 16 hours and 40 minutes.
16 hours.
It's next Friday.
Right, yeah.
You want to do quick fire?
Yeah,
quick
come
fire
on.
questions.
Let's fire through some we've got. We've put the questions up, so we've got to fucking get them.
All right.
We have to be
Just first thing that comes to you.
concise.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm sure you realise that we're not good at that.
Okay.
Is it? Let's be honest.
Whiskey. What do you like to drink? I like bourbons.
I quite like heavily peated stuff, so like an old Ballantruan or a Lefroy or something like that.
I'm thinking just Irish whiskies in general. I
You
think
like
that's
Irish whiskies,
overall, that's probably where I'm leaning.
Yeah, I like the Buffalo Traces, the Gentleman Jack, that kind of. I quite like that Michter's one. That was nice.
Michter's was nice.
But I definitely lean towards the bourbons. What would you not get a tattoo, and where would you not get a tattoo, and why? I wouldn't get one on my face.
Face, yeah.
Face as well.
It just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
I'd be disowned. I've been told.
It's not for. It's my personal reasons. I just don't like. I don't like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, same for me. Not a fan of a face tattoo for myself.
I think it has a place.
Some
It's
people-
a tattoo,
suits
like
some
my
people.
tattooist is like covered,
Yeah,
but it suits him because he's
Suits
a
him.
tattooist.
Yeah, it's their lifestyle.
Yeah,
It's not selling you a car. What's the biggest drawback of your job that people think is a perk?
The convenience of training when you own your own gym.
Yeah. You never actually get to.
Yeah, you don't. You're always at work. When you're at the gym, which is everyone else's escape. I'm at work.
Yeah.
That's like so. Yeah, it's not as not straightforward as you'd think.
No, even when I was bloody dog. Even when I was PTing, which was only there for shorter times, it would still affect my ability to want to train in that environment. So yeah, biggest. What's yours?
Travel.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I think I might agree.
Yeah, a lot of travel, especially with a young son. It's a little bit easier now because he's nearly 3.
Yeah.
But you do you miss those kind of home comforts quite a lot, and living out of a suitcase for 2-3 days a week, every other week and stuff like that. It's a little bit.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think that was one of the things with me when we were traveling a lot. It seems like it's really cool, but essentially you're only in places for short periods of time and traveling a lot and then bouncing between places. You just get kind of slowly but surely unwound as you go along, and you come back just absolutely battered. It takes you a week to get over it. It's enjoyable. You still see great things, but it does grind you down. What fairground game were you best at?
Is it a fairground game? The claw thing? I'm actually
really?
I'm really good at the claw. Yeah, I used to my friends would give me money to then go and try and grab stuff out. Yeah, I just was really good at them when I was a kid.
Basketball, I'm shit at them, but the basketball game, Jess is obnoxiously good at it.
Smashed you, thrashed you on your
And
first date.
first date, let's go to the arcade, let's be super cute. I'm like, hey, now, I'll let her win.
Yeah.
Didn't let her win. She fucking thrashed me.
And you were like, yeah.
And still holds it over me every in the middle of an argument. And I beat you at basketball that time.
That like the one where you're swinging the hammer. She's like, fucking smashed you at that as well. You shit.
Jesus. Mine is the basketball game. It's the only thing I remember. I was playing basketball a lot as a kid, and I went on that, and I absolutely swished it. Even on the shit, because they give you an overly bouncy ball and a tiny ring,
With
don't
an
they?
oblong
I
ball.
was just like swished it, and I won the giant Tigger. And then the guy was like, "No more." I wasn't allowed to play anymore.
Not allowed to play.
Yeah, no more for you. Would you like toes as long as fingers, or fingers as long as toes?
Toes as long as fingers.
Toes as long as fingers, you just have bigger shoes, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hands are always out.
Yeah, but imagine what you'd be able to do with your feet if you had toes as long as fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd go full chimpanzee.
Go full monkey.
Yeah. It's probably
Any
useful.
opportunities you didn't take in life so far that you regret?
That's a tough one. I think
There's nothing that jumps out of me.
I think it's almost that kind of like everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
Is opportunities that you maybe have missed weren't the opportunities that you needed at
Yes.
that time,
I
and
agree.
if they were meant to be, they'll come back round again.
Very true. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's there's
Yeah, I don't think you should ever look at things as missed opportunities. Just the fact they weren't right at the time.
Yeah, I genuinely think that everything that I've ever fancied doing, I took the
I'm
chance
saying,
on it.
That's
Yeah.
why we are where we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're in weird jobs and stuff, doing
Yeah.
things we like because we took random opportunities.
Yeah, I can't
There's
recall
nothing. No, I don't really have any. What would be the title of your autobiography?
The button mushroom.
Mine would be I don't know how I got away with it. Something like that.
I might be. Oh, not again.
Yeah, that was good. That's good. Button mushroom. Oh, not again. And I don't know how I got away with it. Well, they're all super like cheeky titles, aren't they?
So negative about our own lives as well. Like we've had great lives, but not again.
Okay. How did my protein people feel when I started asking about rum and whiskey flavors? Oh, on the live. So I did a live thing with my protein when we did on Instagram, and we were talking about flavors of protein, and then people who followed the CREWCast were on there, and they were like rum flavored protein, and then some other was like whiskey flavored, and then it started a whole tirade of beer flavor and all that. They were genuinely chuckling. I was like, "This is a thing," and they were like looking at me like, "Yeah, nah,
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
But I reckon we could push like something." Like a cocktail,
Maybe like
you
a
know what I mean?
whiskey
Like a rum
one,
cocktail,
or like a rum,
Yeah.
like a rum cocktail.
Yeah,
would
like
be
a dark and
cool.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Like a sweet rum.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wouldn't have to be like a classic rum, more of like a
honey
flavoured
rum flavour or
a honey
something.
rum or
Yeah.
like a rum-based cocktail or something.
Well,
I might
Well,
have
they've
a
got the mojito one.
exactly.
They've got raspberry
Yeah,
mojito.
it's not out the realms of.
So you could even if they went for something like an old fashioned, or do you know what I mean?
A
Something
Negroni
like,
or something like
fashioned,
that.
that's too strong.
A Negroni would be quite nice.
yeah. They could definitely do a rum or whiskey like mixer or cocktail
Dark and
flavour.
stormy, maybe.
A rum punch. A rum punch, quite fruity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as well, having alcohol in it gives them a bit of leeway with their flavouring.
Yeah.
Because like you're expecting a bit of a kick.
Yeah.
So like with the what did I say, the mojito one, if you didn't know that was a mojito, you'd be like, "Ooh, what's that?" But
you're ready
is
for
that
it.
yeah, but it's that like tequila like alcohol-y like kick, yeah. You could get away with that, my protein. Go for it.
Yeah, I think so. I might actually nuggle on it.
Yeah,
I'll ease my way in. I'll be like really, I'll get my stuff done, and then about 6 months in, I'll be like, so.
Well, you know how like
This rum one. What are we doing?
with like some companies, like I'm trying to think who does it. Ghost did that thing with like
Max,
they'd
did the,
collab and they'd
mango
do their
margarita,
own. Yeah, they do their specific one for specific athletes every
Margarita's
time.
easy though, isn't it? It's sweet and tangy.
Yeah, but like my protein, come on,
That
collab
makes it,
with-
margarita though, it's sweet, it's fruity, it's tangy, it's sweet, it's easy. It's like most people probably enjoy a bit of that, especially if you put ice in it.
What's your
whiskey
favourite?
though? Is like
What's your favourite cocktail?
espresso martini
Same.
or porn style martini.
I'm really not passion for it.
You don't like passion fruit?
I'd say it's all right. I like pretty much fucking every cocktail. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
An espresso martini is always my go-to.
What's that really pink one? Is it a Manhattan?
It was like,
I thought Manhattan was like an orangey yellow, but
Is it?
I might be wrong.
yeah, I'm quite like Negronis. Negronis and old fashions. Negroni's like a rum base. It's very similar to an old fashioned, but more rum based as opposed to whiskey.
I don't think I've had that.
Whiskey sour, quite nice.
Yeah, I had the whiskey sours.
Yeah. There's a place in Liverpool that do a in-house
See, the
smoked
problem
old
is
fashioned, which is fucking
some people
incredible.
smash the shit out of the alcohol in those things and get it wrong, and then they leave you with a bad. Like I've had old fashioned, and it's just way too much whiskey in it, and it's just
Too much old, not enough fashioned.
Yes, yeah, it was. Yeah, and it
I'll have an apple
gave me-
teeny, please.
and then I had
Easy on the teeny.
Easy on the teeny.
I have a virgin appletini.
Would you want to work with any other motorcycle companies like Triumph or BMW? I actually did work with BMW 2 years ago before COVID, and COVID fucked it all up because the media side of that was working with Motorrad has not resurfaced as of yet. But
What
I would
about,
love to work with Triumph.
Arch. Is that
Yeah, that's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
That's an absolute dream. I would just lie on the floor and
let him
I do
let
that
him do a
Homer-
wheelie on your
Homer
forehead.
thing just while you run in a circle and floating. That happened. Next to the one you're removing or what? Next to the one you're removing / replacing, which boat is the original?
I feel like boat is the wrong word.
Yeah,
Bike?
I think that's a spell correct.
Bike?
Next to the one you're removing or replacing.
Next question.
Next
one.
question. Try again.
This whole I think they're drinking. They've done many questions.
And then none of them make sense. Out of which
What
automobile
potato?
would you prefer to fly?
Oh, hang on. I think it's a multi-part question, and it's done it back to front.
Oh, so you got to read it from the bottom.
Yeah, so here we go. Two-parter. It's not. It's a three-parter, you lying ass. Two-parter. There's a ship made of 100 pieces of wood. If over 100 days you remove one piece of wood and place a new piece in its place, then using the old wood to make the same boat next to the one you're removing or replacing, which boat is the original?
The one that was made of the original wood. Because even though it was remade remade from original parts.
Yeah, I would go with that.
Yeah.
Original wood.
I think it depends on the engine.
It's a boat.
Yeah.
If it's literally like if every single piece of the original boat.
It's yeah.
It's a remade original.
Neither of them are the original.
Yeah, neither is the original anymore.
See, for me, like,
they are both ghosts of the original,
Yeah.
aren't
so,
they?
for me, if the original parts are used, then that is the original. If you're replacing pieces, that's when things don't become original anymore. Just because you've disassembled it and reassembled it
Doesn't mean it's not original.
doesn't mean it's the parts that it comes from.
I agree.
For me,
Sorry for fucking that one up, mate. Good question, though. And well played for typing out over 3 questions. Do rocks float on lava? No, they get consumed
They
by
get
it.
kind of enveloped. by
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Does free will exist, or is every action predetermined?
free will exists.
Free will exists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what have you got there? I don't know what I'm looking at.
No, that was from
That's
that
from
was-
the story post.
Yeah, you'll find out over the
You'll
next few
find out.
weeks.
Yeah, well, one of them is the butterscotch rum that you're currently listening
Absolute
to.
fun is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes. Fun. Three Fridays
bottles
of
of
fun.
fun.
3 Fridays of fun. What's your favourite Halloween horror movie? Good question. And it's he's got 3 more lessons until his manoeuvre test. He's on his bike license as well.
Good lad.
What have you done, Lewis? Have you done any?
Oh,
Are you
fuck
on any of
off.
your tests at the moment? Done any manoeuvres? No.
Is my fucking bathroom done? Is it? Is it?
What's your favourite Halloween or horror movie?
My favourite Halloween film's Nightmare Before Christmas because it's a Christmas and a Halloween film all rolled into one, and I fucking will
You know
watch
it's not done by Tim Burton.
I don't care.
Do you know that?
I don't care.
Isn't it like it was exclusively?
They only put
produced
Tim
by-
Burton's name on it to sell the movie more once it was completed. All he did was come in and advise them on set design.
Well, he advised very well. And
But
anyway,
it's actually
I
the
like
other-
Tim Burton, but that is my favourite Tim Burton thing.
It's not his. It's not a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, but I don't care.
Tim Burton.
So it's
Tim
better.
Burton adjacent to.
So whoever did it
he doesn't like
did a
Tim
better
Burton,
job of it.
basically.
Did a better job.
Yeah, fuck Tim Burton.
Did a better job.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I fucking love Nightmare Before Christmas.
Do you know it was a big flop when it first came out, and it actually only
DVD.
resurged. It was something like 5 years later. It had a massive resurgence, and now it's popular.
on,
Like
I've been watching that ever since I was a kid. Like
VHS sales.
Yeah,
were just, but I think it's from a merchandising standpoint as well.
Yeah.
Like you see a lot of like Jack Skellington merch. And stuff like that.
now you do, and tattoos.
I saw
tons of
so
it.
many fucking
But when it
people.
originally came out, it was too ahead of its time.
I saw that live as well. Emma got me tickets a couple of years ago. So and it plays the film, and then when they go into a song, they had the original orchestra and the cast, and the guy who did Jack Skellington's voice was there. So they literally are like singing and doing the entire thing live. So it's literally like orchestra with the film playing in the background. It's fucking brilliant.
I did the same thing for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Remember they did that tour?
No,
where you
I
would watch
didn't
parts of the Game of Thrones and they would have a live orchestra playing the music as you watch like the Battle of the Bastards or something going on.
That's class.
And then they would have a live singer come out or a live musician doing something alongside it. And it was all theatrical. And
Have you seen the trailer for the new
series?
Game of Thrones
Dragons.
something like that?
Oh, they've not gone pre, have they? I
Yeah.
thought they were redoing the back end of the last one.
No, it's like 100 or 200 years before.
Oh, no. Is
The
it all
lineage
good?
of the Targaryens. And
I think they've kind of had their peak and
Yeah, we'll see though. It might give it a little boost. But
we deserve something after that shite they ended it on.
Mine's far more pretentious, but I went to see the live version of Les Mis with a live orchestra, and then they had like Alfie Boe and Michael Ball and everyone come out and like sing their sections of it. So it wasn't like a full musical in that respect. It was more of a orchestration with like the original kind of West End cast of it, which is quite cool.
That's cool. That's
Never
very
seen
cool.
Les Mis.
Yeah, we used to go like a lot of musicals with school.
Yeah.
Like been to like Phantom of the Opera, Les Mis, Cats.
I've seen Cats.
Cats
Cats.
in the West End.
Bit of
great.
rape in it though.
Film fucking weird, right?
Yeah, bit rapey.
Little bit of cat rape.
Yeah, a bit rapey. My favourite horror movie, I think, if you go in Scarefest, the one that was genuinely got me was Freddy Krueger's, the Nightmare on Elm Street. That like haunted my dreams for a while.
Well, I was like super trashy, but like Jeepers Creepers.
Good movie.
Yeah, Jeepers Creepers.
Yes.
Jeepers Creepers is like super
Not
trashy
scary, though.
horror, but just a little bit jumpy, and then just like a little bit of
comedy.
a little bit creepy.
Yeah, a little bit creepy. Yeah, that was a good movie. What are your thoughts on glutamine, glutathione, or gut health? Well, glutamine tastes like butt. It will ruin anything you put into. So have it on its own. It helps with digestion.
I haven't had glutamine in fucking years.
No,
like
I've never.
10 years. I know.
The idea was that it helps you process your food better, and obviously then in theory you'd get more uptake. But I mean, I don't think because it tastes like literally asshole, but not good asshole either. Not like
an unwashed.
We're going to go a bit beyond the boundaries this evening, but I've prepped myself. Don't worry. It's like here you're on a rugby pitch. Somebody's lost their shorts and they're going to sit on your face like butthole taste.
It's a Rikishi.
It's a Rikishi fucking face. Yeah, whatever the fuck that finisher was called. That's what glutamine is.
Yeah.
So fuck glutamine. But no, it does have a legitimate place if you have gut health problem. If you have gut problems, glutathione. I've never taken it. Do you know the benefits of that off the top of your head?
Isn't that like the? It's not an amino acid. It's like the antioxidant. It's like the king of antioxidants, isn't it? That one. I don't know, but somebody recommended it.
I read something on it recently.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was now.
It's meant to be like the bad boy of antioxidants, but as of personal experience, I don't know.
I've not used it, but I did. I remember reading up on it
because your body
recently.
Your body produces it itself, but
it was advertised for not advertised. It was recommended for something I was reading up on. Glutathione. It was one of like a recommended stack. I think it was something to do with general overall well-being, health, joints, whole thing like that.
What was the last one?
Good sec. And then gut health in general, gut health is important.
Just
I think if you have issues with gut health, then you need to kind of cut everything out and work your way back into your diet and work out what's causing problems.
Start with dust.
Yes, dust. And dust is actually like really low calories, so you can have as much as you want.
Yeah. Start with dust and then add in from there.
But gut health is important unless you obviously are eating quite a well-varied diet already and you're not having any issues. Then you can just...
I think you kind of know, won't you? If you've got issues with gut health, it's not like one of those things you have to go, I have to look after my gut. It's like, I'm doing okay. And suddenly if it goes to shit... Like,
I'd say
literally.
Take your probiotics, make sure that you're on top of those, and, if you're not... we'll get a bit down dirty. If your bowel movements get weird, look into stuff.
Yeah, and I think that is it. It's a process of elimination, isn't it? Yeah.
Here we go. Ever been to Cuba? Cigar game is strong there. Rum not too shoddy either.
I've not been to Cuba, but I've smoked a lot of Cuban cigars. And the Cuban cigars are the originals, but there's a lot of better players coming into the world, and the Cuban cigar industry is overseen by the government, so it's very tightly constricted.
Yeah, it is.
It's a make us more money.
Yes.
Make more cigars.
I've been to Cuba, got bit 72 times, and got put on a drip. It sucked.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, but they don't have European standards over there, and for me, fuck me over, because the Bites, they like me. I taste like caramel to them. The rum I had over there was shit because it was an on-resort rum, which is basically nail polish remover, and I didn't get any cigars. So, yeah, I won't go back.
I've never been.
Cuba.
Don't know fuck all about it.
Wouldn't recommend it. I can imagine you both... Oh, on a side note, I've been to Dominican as well, and that was awesome. So, Dominican over Cuba. I can imagine you both being secret gin fiends. Any foundation to this assumption? No.
I like gin. I fucking drink loads. Well, I don't anymore, but I used to drink loads.
I like gin. I fucking drink.
love it.
Oh, I
Fucking
fucking drink
baths
loads
of it.
I'm fucking wanking all the fucking
Gin me again.
Yeah. I used to drink a lot of gin. That was my go-to for a long time.
Really?
Yeah. I love a gin.
not me.
I love just a normal plain gin. I love fruity gins. I love all the gins, every gin,
My name is Gin.
all the gins. Yeah.
All the gins,
Yeah.
all the time.
And love tonic and just tonic water on its own. I'll happily drink tonic water without gin.
See, he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Tonic water tastes like
Total
TV.
weirdo.
It's like TV static.
You drink from a toilet as
Yeah.
well?
That's where tonic water comes from.
Yeah. Do you drink from a toilet?
From the toilet bowl. Yeah.
Toilet bowl.
Yep.
Savage. Right, I'm going to finish on this one. If you could take any big business, but you had to make a big change to it, who and what?
Oh.
Instagram, I'd make it organic again, and I would let people see what they want to see rather than force it upon them, and I'd make it a positive place rather than advertising fuckhole.
You know what? That's exactly like I'd probably, or Facebook, probably. I'd do the same, but for
I'd
Facebook.
make social media social again.
Yep.
I think I was actually going to say like social media as a whole.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very segmented in that respect. And
It's driven in certain directions.
It's whatever is the flavour of the month. It
Yeah.
forces you down that, as
Yeah.
opposed to organic creation of your own ideals and your own kind of areas of interest.
I just think it's a massively positive place that is given a negative connotation by the way they force its direction.
You know, I want to go back on my Facebook. I really want to say YouTube. I miss old YouTube.
Yeah, I do too. YouTube is actually one of the most fucked because they literally have conglomerates on there now just being pushed left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss
YouTube 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago was far better.
It was so raw and so brilliant.
It's fun.
You just had real people on there doing just being real.
Yeah.
And there wasn't these caricatures and because now there's people on YouTube to make money.
Yeah.
And that's it. The moment you bring that into anything, you start to just bastardize it. Yeah, it's a shame.
There's a difference between kind of sponsorship on YouTube and so heavily product placed that the entire thing is just a massive advert.
It's not even that. It's that the person makes themselves a brand that's not them. They're creating a character that isn't them.
Well,
they're
going in from the
portraying it as
start.
if it is their real life, and they're going in with that attitude. Yeah. And I think that's a real problem. And what it does is it creates a false aspect when people are watching it, which then also leads to them believing things that they shouldn't believe, and it changes their mindset on reality that's outside as well. And I'm just massively against that.
We're saying all this while it's on YouTube and they're spying on us. So, hey, YouTube,
fuck you,
we love you, YouTube, and you're great. You're going to push this video for everyone.
Yeah. But also, fuck you.
But also, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
We've gone off again. Well, we don't care anymore.
Okay, YouTube's died because fuck you, YouTube.
Fuck you. Yeah, cut us off.
Right.
It's been a pleasure, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Take care.
This is the CREWCast.
We have no idea what episode it was.
37.
37?
37.
There we go.
37. And thank you very much. What's your last name again?
Russo.
Russo. I knew it was cool. What's that from? Danny Russo.
Danny Russo.
Fucking
Right,
Greece.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Thank you, Mr. Russo, for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure, sir. We'll definitely be seeing him again. Thank you all for tuning in once more. If you've had a good week, it is Monday for you guys. If you've had a good week last week, carry it forward. Anything that was bad, leave it behind. Make your own energy and have a good fucking time.
Toodle pip.
Toodle pip.
A little bit. Bye.